If you're wondering why you can't get access to your Autodesk materials library, then it's probably because you've installed a copy of 3ds Max and not 3ds Max Design. Okay, now let me just show you what the issue is. Okay, if I go to the materials library and try to get an Autodesk material, the library I need isn't there. Okay, to check if you're in 3ds Max and not 3ds Max Design, look at your render setup, and at the top it will say Scanline Renderer. Okay, push the panel up, and this is where we change it. Use the Sign Renderer to change it to Mental Ray. Okay, I'm not going to do that just now because I just want to show you another difference, which is in the way the daylight systems are set up. So if I go and create a daylight system, it's going to offer me an exposure control, but it's not the right one. This one's logarithmic. The one we would want to use is the Mental Ray Photographic. So we'll just answer yes, because most people don't read this and don't realize what it's saying. Okay, and we click and drag to create our daylight system in just the normal way. Okay, but have a look at the light itself. Modify the light, and you can see here that it says it's a standard sunlight and a standard skylight, and you get very different lighting effects from that. Okay, you don't get the clever coloration of the sky as well. Okay, so let's put it to Mental Ray so we can get the materials library and also get access to the different lights. Okay, so back on your render setup, you see it says here default scanline. Okay, push it up, change to Mental Ray, and OK. Now the materials library, if I go and get a material, I can see the Autodesk library with all its various materials. Okay, and then I need to modify the sunlight system, so instead of it being a standard sunlight, I can choose the MR Sun, and instead of the standard skylight, I can choose MR Sky. Okay, it's going to add the Mental Ray Sky as an environment map, so it changes color at different times of day. Okay, but I do need to remember to check the exposure control. So if you go to rendering, exposure control, okay, this is still sitting on the logarithmic one. You need to change that to Mental Ray Photographic. Put the radio button on for exposure value, and then we can adjust it the same way we have been in classes. So about 13.5 gives you a good job. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll save this setup and attach it to the email so you can actually use this as your base file. So if you open this, so if I do a save as, okay, I'll just stick it on my desktop where I can get to it, and I'll just call this MR base scene. Okay, and save. And if you open that as your base scene and then bring your models into it, everything should be okay. Let's just make sure the units were in meters. They were, so that's good. That's usable as a base scene if you're using Max and not Max Design. Okay, hope that's been useful.